Hi, y'all. Whew, rough day today. So, cheers. A little tired. But I really wanted to do this review, and I guess also because I got a package from Severin Films today from their Black Friday sale. I don't know where to start, but I guess I'll start with I got Night Killer. It was cheap. I think this is like, I don't remember. It could have been, I think it was like $7.50. I think like it was cheap enough to where I was like, well, just toss it in the pile. Night Killer. These next two items, like Seven, they had all these, old movies that are new to me. All these bundles and packages, but what they had that Jesus Christ. My friend gave me these for Christmas. Circus of Hell by Paul Anderson. And Death Star Voyage by Ian Wallace. See how these go. But what Severin had, like, usually they always have a movie or something that I just can't resist. Like, they can, like, read my mind. And I'll be like, okay, I want it. But this time it weren't movies. They were books. They had Rats, Night of Terror, and Virus, Hell of the Living Dead on paperback. These are insane. They've done a few books before. They did Cruel Jaws, and I was like, that doesn't seem so great. Then they have Night of the Demon, which I don't know why I resisted that one. But when they came out with these two, I was like, I gotta have those. They're really expensive, though. They're like, shipping and tax and everything, they're like $30 each. But I reasoned that once these are gone, no one's gonna reprint these or publish them again. So these are like written from the screenplays. So I imagine that there's just more stuff. Like when they make the movie, they cut out, stuff that would raise the cost of the budget. And just looks. So I gotta get it. I have to have it. And this one's it's 420 pages. Hell no, like 420 pages. That's a high page count for a Rats movie. I liked your Rat movie. So, yeah, and then the Virus, Hell of the Living Dead. This one is, Jesus Christ, this is Stephen King write this? I hope not. This is 599 pages. Okay, it's I think this one it's come from Brad Carter, whose shark-chomping, dick-ripping, horror-gore, and vermin-mating novelizations include Cruel Jaws, Night of the Demon, Mardi Gras Massacre, and Rats, Night of Terror. Comes this gut-splattered apocalypse epic inspired by the original mega-budget screenplay vision of Claudio Fragasso and Rosella Judy that eventually became the low-budget basis for Bruno Mattei's zombie trash classic Hell of the Living Dead. So I guess this is just more. Amazing cover. I mean, Hell of the Living Dead is a great movie. So, but I've never read any of this Brad Carter guy. So, taking an expensive chance on him. But there's got to be something, good about these. Almost just having them is was worth it. So, yeah, we'll see. What I did read, I think I reviewed this before. I finished Richard Laymon's Funland. So, the Funland amusement park provides more fear than fun these days. A vicious pack known as the Trolls are preying on anyone foolish enough to be alone at night. Folks in the area blame them for the recent mysterious disappearances, and a gang of local teenagers has decided to fight back. But nothing is ever what it seems in an amusement park. Behind the garish paint and bright light waits a horror far worse than anything found in a freak show. Step right up, the terror is about to begin. So yeah, this is about a group of teenagers led by Tanya, who I imagine is... I was using Sydney Sweeney again, because I used her in The Steak. But I was like, Amber Heard would be a good choice, because this girl's really mean, or just very focused and crazy. And Stephen King he really has a type of girl that he likes. He just loves like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, tall, white, athletic girl. So much. He has 2 of them in here. So yeah, there's a group of kids. They call themselves the Trollers. They'll lure the bums on the boardwalk out at night. They'll like put out a decoy, one of their gang members, and when a bum like comes approaching one, they all attack them. They beat them up a little. They usually they strip them, and they like one homeless lady, they glued her to a bench. Another one, they handcuffed him to a railing, and they tell him, get out of town. They even they have a little card that says like, courtesy of Billy Goat's Gruff. This one has a lot of characters for Richard Laymon, I thought, because then there's 2 police officers that patrol the boardwalk, Joan and David. I imagine David is a Michael Biehn, and Joan is Mackenzie Davis, the girl. She was just in that Hear No Evil, or Speak No Evil, but she was in Terminator Dark Fate, and she like bulked up for that, and I think she's kind of tall, so like it's hard. Like I try to think of actresses, and there's you want a girl that's like 5'10", 6 feet, that's athletic, and like got some muscles. So I guess you could just think up someone like that, but it's easier for me to picture. So I picture Mackenzie Davis, but also I just kept going for Laymon. Just keep going back to Natasha Henstridge. I looked up another actress, and she almost looks like Natasha Henstridge. She's tall. Anyway, someone like that for Joan, and she's pretty tough. And this is the first Laymon I can think of where like she's practicing her kung fu, and she's doing somersaults and backflips and leaps, and I was like, man, Laymon's never had a character that's like this, like it's like a fighter, like a ninja, and she's like that. So yeah, and then there's another character. Oh, there's a bunch of characters. There's a kid named Jeremy. He's 16 years old. He just moved to the area, Boletta Bay. That's where they live, and he's just a classic Laymon weirdo pervert. He's 16, and like there's one. It's like a sentence, and it just casually throws out how like he would sneak out and stare in people's windows late at night. And he's ogling all the girls, like when he goes to the Funland, like all the girls in bikinis. And then he randomly meets one of the Trollers, Tanya's gang, Cowboy, who wears a cowboy hat, because a bum was messing with Jeremy, and Cowboy like saves him, or just intervenes and makes the bum leave. And Jeremy, I guess he's like a nerd or just an outcast because he's like, I can't ruin this. I need to be cool. I need to have friends. So he wants to be cool in front of Cowboy. Then Cowboy introduces him to Tanya and Cowboy's girlfriend Liz, who's also a troller. And then they tell Jeremy he can meet them up. He can meet up with them later that night when they go trolling. And then there's another character, Robin, who's like a runaway. But I guess she's like 18, 19 already. And she plays banjo. She left her home when her mom's boyfriend like tried to molest her. And she's just I guess a vagabond, vagrant, I don't know. But she plays her banjo for money, and she's really good. And she starts playing at the amusement park. Everybody notices her. But the cops warn her. He's like, there's this gang that they beat up and torture or just abuse homeless people, and tell you should get a room or just be really careful. And then at first she's like, yeah, whatever. But then she starts thinking about it, and later that night when she's walking around, she's just noticing that once she gets away from like the normal areas, that the homeless are just a little weirder and crazier than she's seen before. So she like goes far enough out on the beach where she thinks she's okay. And there's so much stuff in this book. So yeah, we got the Trollers, Tanya's gang, Joan and David, Jeremy, Robin, and there's trolls, but that's what he calls the bums, trolls. But there's no main like leader troll. So this was 410 pages. And I will point out that I have very few complaints in almost every Laymon book I've read, and I actually have one for this one. Robin meets a guy, and they fall in love, and there's a lot of love stuff in here, more than to where I was like, I just don't. Well, also, like, Joan and her partner David start a relationship, and David like has a girlfriend already, and I actually like their budding relationship better than Robin's and the guy she meets. It was just too lovey-dovey that with the stuff they like. They do that thing. I know people complain, or I think people complain about, like in the movie where there's a couple and they're like, no, I love you, and then they're like, no, I love you more, and then they're like, no, I love you more. They do that in here, and they're always just telling each other how much they love each other, and that I got tired of that. That's really the only complaint. But well, and I guess another minor one. They don't take out as many trolls as you would think. Maybe like in the course of the book until the very end, when a lot of people start dying, they only take out like two trolls. And there's a reason. I don't want to spoil it, like why there's only two. But this is the second time I've read this book. There's some stuff at the end I was like, wow, that's a little different. Jesus, I don't know if I should spoil it or not. Nah. Well, yeah. There's a actual like a monster in this. I thought that the homeless bums are scary enough, but throwing a monster in the mix, it just makes it even wilder. And Laymon's just really good at that. He's just so good at throwing crazy stuff at you that still works, that still fits. It doesn't like, you're not like, oh man, come on. I don't know, maybe you would be like that, but I'm not. I'm just so enthralled with him that he can almost do no wrong in my eyes. But just like all that love stuff, kind of like, let's get back to. Oh yeah, that character Jeremy, like, he's really bad. Well, he doesn't do too much bad stuff. Well, he does a couple of bad things, but he thinks bad stuff, like that stuff that if he could do, he would do it. Like they get into a fight, like Jeremy and Cowboy get into a fight with these weird punks. Laymon, like I don't know what kind of guy he was. I assume he was kind of square, so I don't think he would be the kind of guy that would know actual punks. Just see him on TV. So the way he writes his punks, like they got mohawks, it's just off, and they dress weird. Like when one girl, her name is Jingles. Oh, I forgot the guy's name. Laymon has just weird. I used to think they were kind of dumb because in one book he has a girl named Weed. I thought that was dumb, but I kind of like his names. Well, for bad people, like he has. I always thought like in one book he has a girl. Her name is Pix, Pix. Another book he has a girl named M, short for EM, short for Emerald. Those are cute names. But Jingles. Anyway, so Jeremy and Cowboy get into a fight with these punks. And when Cowboy's like fighting one of the guys, one of the girls starts hitting Jeremy. And like she knocks him down and he can see up her shirt and she's not wearing a bra. And then he fights both girls and he fights them like, he's fighting the guy. He punches one in the stomach and he like rips her shirt off and starts grabbing her boobs. And then like he thinks of like after the fight and he gets away, he'll go back to that. He's, oh man, I beat up those girls and I got one of their shirts off. He goes, it was great. He goes, I wish I could have done more. I was like, man, this kid's a psycho. Or he encounters Robin, and she kind of blows him off, and I guess in a rude way, and then he just like has it in for her. He's like, she's lucky I didn't beat her up and like rip her clothes off and do stuff to her. See how? And I was like, hey, calm down, Jeremy. You're a mess. But overall, Funland. Again, also like I was like, who else would think of a horror novel where homeless people are the bad guys? I mean, I really don't like the homeless around here. They I wouldn't say they're aggressive, but they're certainly weird and just kind of like don't want to be around them. I mean, who does? Nobody does. But I would give Funland it's 3.5. It's good, way better than any other horror writer. But for Laymon, just kind of like middle of the road. There is some good gore at the end. Like I haven't read the last couple of Laymon's. Laymon does get really gory, but the steak wasn't that gory, and I can't remember what I read before that. But this goes into some like brutal gore, and I was like, man, Laymon still got sick. So maybe you can got Funland and check it out, and see when I get to these. I have a lot of books in the fire that I'm reading. Reading The Tiger, and that is awesome. I can't wait to review that. But I'm gonna go, and I'll see ya.